Hello, everyone. We're thrilled to be here with you today to share our new innovations that put people at the center with content seamlessly integrated into collaboration and workflows. My name's Jeff Tieper, and I'm the president of collaborative apps and platforms at Microsoft, and I'm joining you here today from Microsoft Studios. The amount of content created for collaboration in business processes is growing dramatically. And we're honored that so many of you have chosen the Microsoft Cloud as your foundation for content collaboration. You're creating over 1.6 billion new documents in Microsoft 365 every day. That's over 10 times versus just 5 years ago. And this growth will continue with increased internal and external collaboration and the digitization of work in the cloud. By industry estimates, we'll have over 130 billion terabytes of unstructured content by 2025. And organizations are already spending over $46 billion a year to store and manage that content, but all too often, critical information remains locked up in disconnected silos or even stored as paper in warehouses. This scale creates real challenges and exciting opportunities for a better solution. One that builds on your existing investments, but brings a breakthrough from new technologies, augmenting the lifecycle of content management so people can be more effective and organizations can drive their transformations with more agility at lower costs. What's needed is a novel approach to enhance, connect, manage, and build your content at scale. We call this emerging area Content AI. And to harness the power of Content AI, we're very excited today to introduce Microsoft Syntex. It's a comprehensive new set of capabilities that brings Content AI into the flow of work.
Business runs on content. Proposals, contracts, presentations, invoices, video, and more. By 2025, there will be 130 billion terabytes of unstructured content. And today, much of it is locked up in siloed repositories or sitting as paper in a warehouse. Organizations spend $46 billion a year storing and managing content and lose countless hours of productivity manually processing and finding the right information. Storage alone is not the answer. Organizations need a new approach. With advancements in cloud and AI, Content AI transforms how content is created, processed, and discovered, empowering people and automating workflows at scale. Microsoft Syntex is Content AI integrated in the flow of work. With Microsoft Syntex, you can understand and assemble content with tagging, summarization, translation, and auto-assembly. Discover and reuse content with AI-powered search, e-signature, and integration into business processes. Analyze and protect content throughout its lifecycle with AI-driven security and compliance, backup and restore, and advanced security management. Unleash your content. Power your business with Microsoft Syntex.
To learn more about Content AI, I'm joined by Alan Pell-Sharp, founder of the analyst firm Deep Analysis. Alan, it's great to have you here. Welcome.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. I just thought it'd be good to give some context for why Content AI, why Syntex, and all the things that are going on. I mean, the fact is, I would say over the last 5 years, there's just been a revolution, right? In cloud, mobility, AI, particularly AI. So there's a lot of new technologies and a lot of startups coming in who are seeing a huge opportunity, but the question is why? Well, the reality is, the systems that people are using today are probably, well, in many cases, literally 20 plus years old.
And aren't handling the scale, right?
They never were built to handle the scale, right? Who could have imagined organizations lifting and shifting 20 billion files, right? It was impossible, right? We couldn't have imagined that. So those systems are coming to the end of their life. And we have this sort of exciting time now where people are looking at, well, how can we do this better, right? AI is the critical point here. When you're talking millions,
people can't process
it's
that
not
kind
possible.
of,
It's just humanly impossible, right? You've got to use AI. And if you do, and you take this sort of challenge on, it's so exciting because, yeah, we've got this mountain to sort out, which we do, right? And so you can apply AI there to find out what's of value, what's not, right? And, hopefully reduce your storage costs or whatever, right?
That pays for the investment, but it's not the core value of it.
It's not the core value of it, really isn't. I think the core value of it is to become more effective as an organization, right? Because if so much is coming in today, how much is going to be coming in next week, next month, in 10 years' time, right? How do we get more value out of it? How do we actually, process in real time as near as possible? And how do we stop ourselves getting back into this horrible situation that we've managed to get ourselves into over 20 years? So, a lot of companies out there think that their competitors, that everybody out there is doing everything, they're automated, it's all exciting, it's all using AI. They're not.
The truth is a lot starker than that.
The truth is most organizations struggle with this.
Yeah.
And why don't they talk about it very much? Why do they sweep it under the carpet? Well, realistically, they don't know where to start. And they need help. That's the truth. So content AI, the use of AI for content and documents and files and whatever you want to call them, it's so important. And I think we're right at the beginning of a huge wave of change.
Yeah, and we're excited to tackle that, bringing AI and collaboration, compliance, and workflow together. Where would you say we are on that journey to sort of realizing the full transformation, automation?
Oh, very early stages. I mean, seriously, very early stages. I mean, we talk to people and they tell us that, I don't know, what's a common problem? Accounts receivable, accounts payable. Everybody's got that, right? And they say it's automated. And you look at it, it's not, Jeff. It's not even close, right?
Yeah.
Little parts of it are. So long, long way to go. Long way to go.
Well, thank you so much, Alan, for joining us today. To harness content AI and create Syntex, we worked with hundreds of organizations to understand their needs and create solutions to give you the agility to transform processes and knowledge faster at lower costs and with better security. Syntex builds on your investments in our leadership in collaboration, security, compliance, low-code development, and AI. These investments start with SharePoint, the most flexible content cloud platform supporting files, sites, lists, videos, and much more. SharePoint powers so many of our apps and services across Microsoft 365 and customer and partner solutions. We're innovating faster than ever in the core content collaboration capabilities powered by SharePoint: Office, OneDrive, Teams, Loop, Stream, and much more to come. And last year, we introduced Microsoft Viva, building on SharePoint to transform employee experiences. And this year, we're introducing Microsoft Syntex, building on SharePoint and content AI to transform content processes. And to complete Syntex, we're integrating and extending innovations across the Microsoft Cloud. From Microsoft 365 to Azure, from Power Platform to Microsoft Purview. Syntex automatically understands, tags, and indexes high volumes of content, and it connects it where it's needed in search and applications and as reusable knowledge. It manages your content lifecycle with robust analytics, security, and automated retention. And to show this and much more, I'm happy to invite Kristen Kamath, the Principal Product Manager for Microsoft Syntex, with me in the studio to show us some of these capabilities. Kristen.
Thank you, Jeff. Imagine you're a product lead at Contoso Green Energy working on a project to build solar panel stations. For this project, you've received a high volume of proposals from international suppliers. Syntex uses no-code AI to help you manage the incoming documents. The proposals and related images are uploaded to a library where key information is understood, tagged, extracted, and secured. The proposals arrive in different languages. But that's OK, because you can use Syntex to translate the content among dozens of languages. These documents are really long. To help you focus on what's important and needs action, Syntex uses AI to summarize the content, to distill key points on demand or using roles. You saw from the summary earlier that there was one proposal that you liked the best. So the next step is to send that supplier an agreement to sign. Syntex enables you to generate content from templates. This agreement has a standard template and placeholders that can automatically populate using data from a list. With content processing, you can build simple rules to trigger the next action, whether it's an alert, a workflow, or just moving the agreement you just created to the right libraries and folders. You can even add a policy writer to your agreement. Syntex enables you to manage PDFs with advanced capabilities like splitting and merging with other documents. Now, your agreement is ready to send to the supplier. You can send e-signature requests using Syntex, Adobe Acrobat Sign, DocuSign, or any of our other partner solutions and get notified of their status. Here, you can use the new e-signature feature in Syntex to send the agreement to your supplier and your manager to sign. When the agreement comes back, your colleagues may have questions. Syntex builds on top of Microsoft Search to provide powerful ways to query, shape, and discover the content and data embedded in your files. With Syntex, they can create very powerful and targeted queries using extracted metadata to find the content they need within a large library of repositories. For example, a colleague can use advanced metadata queries to zero in on a specific bid. With Syntex, you and your colleagues can add annotations and ink to any content without modifying the file, preserving the original record. Here, your colleague calls attention to some key technical specifications for others to review. And it doesn't end there. Now that the agreement is signed and filed, you can conduct additional background research about the solar panel market. As a part of Syntex, Microsoft Search will become even more powerful through state-of-the-art deep learning models that deliver innovation from semantic understanding, natural language processing, and question and answering to help you discover information in new and intuitive ways. For example, if you're looking for some related solar panel information, AI gives you the answer, along with other answers to related questions. Addressing these needs also requires a new way of doing business. Syntex services will be available for preview this year to all Microsoft 365 customers. Once activated, you'll be able to use them and pay as you go for what you need. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Kristen. And to tell us more about managing content at scale, I'm very pleased to welcome Chris McNulty, Director of Product Marketing for Microsoft 365. Chris.
Thanks, Jeff. Microsoft 365 is a highly resilient and reliable storage fabric, but bringing more and more content into the cloud requires new, flexible ways of managing it. That's why Syntex offers tools to manage, backup, and restore your content. It's important to get maximum value from your content by keeping it in Microsoft 365. But we also understand the need to manage storage costs and comply with long-term archiving needs. More content and more processes need powerful tools for managing access and usage. Here, we're seeing library security with a restricted access control policy, ensuring that only your team and approved suppliers can access the library. Additionally, admins can use the new Data Access Governance report. You can see sites being overshared and change the sharing setting to control it. You can even invoke a site access review for site owners to attest the existing access permissions in their sites. Further, you can see that storage is growing and get a recommendation to free up storage by setting up a lifecycle management policy to identify inactive sites. Because we don't want to delete highly confidential inactive sites, you can also move them to a low-cost immutable storage tier, freeing up space and saving money. Critical content needs to be available. Business continuity demands easy recovery from ransomware or employee deletions. In Syntex, our new enhanced Backup and Restore allows you to back up content across Outlook, OneDrive, and SharePoint for future point-in-time recovery. Here, admins can see an alert about a ransomware incident. We can see that it's been contained, so you can recover content from any impacted user storage. Getting started with Syntex is easy. Many services can be activated to users with no additional licensing. Here, you can easily attach your Azure subscription information to activate many of the services Kristen showed earlier, like document processing, content assembly, and e-signature. Building an AI document processing model takes no code. Starting with as few as 5 documents, you can flag docs that match your intended document type and highlight sections to extract metadata. Automating content assembly starts with just 1 document. Here, you can upload an existing response letter and convert it into a template by identifying multiple dynamic fields. You can add fields for tables and images, identify conditional sections in the template, and publish it. All of the capabilities I've shown you today will start rolling out over the course of the next few months, and will help you address even more advanced content management and security needs inside of Syntex. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Chris. We're excited about what's coming soon from Microsoft Syntex. As part of Syntex, we'll deliver Microsoft Search advanced capabilities like semantic understanding and natural language processing. And next year, we'll deliver electronic signatures for verifying critical transactions. And we'll be rolling out new business application integrations, allowing you to use Microsoft 365 as the content engine for critical line of business systems. We'll also introduce Syntex archiving, allowing you to establish simple rules to move less critical content to lower cost storage tiers. For big data scale, we're proud to introduce data lakes for Syntex, powered by Microsoft Graph Connect. If you need to build queries that look at all your content in Microsoft 365, potentially billions of files, Syntex Data Lake allows you to bring huge data sets into Azure Data Tools for data analytics and modeling. And of course, we'll continue to invest in bringing the power of Syntex to new shapes of content-rich applications. We're already working with our private preview partners and developers, and we want to hear from you. We'll have more details on developer support in 2023. Over the last years, customers have relied on the first instance of Syntex to deliver content AI and digital transformations. One of these customers is TaylorMade Golf Company, which has a history of breaking from tradition to reach new thresholds of performance and lead the industry in product innovation. Let's see how they're using Microsoft Syntex to reinvent their content processes and intellectual property.
TaylorMade is the best performing golf brand in the world, and we strive to never be done and always innovate, and our culture really supports that. You know, I think content is king. I think we hear that everywhere. In my world, data is paramount, right? So we had a legal team that was manually managing their content for trademark and patents. And we had these lawyers literally spending hours and hours of time filing and moving documents to be able to be shared effectively later. So now the users can simply take their documents, move them over to Syntex, and Syntex can classify, meta tag, and pull all the information that they once used to do manually. The more time we can save with our legal team to not having to file documents and not having to search for documents and actually be able to be an attorney, to me is a huge value. There's a more efficient, better way to search, find, and tag data And there's a more efficient way to hit a golf ball. There's a more efficient way to play golf, and we try to strive for that every day. TaylorMade is powered by innovation, and we love that Microsoft is helping us here.
To help you get started, we're excited to introduce our launch partners for Microsoft Syntex. These partners and many more work with Microsoft through the Microsoft Content Services Partner Program to deliver solutions that transform your content management approach. You can get started today with Microsoft Syntex. Many Syntex services will be available in preview later this year. And once activated, you can use them and pay as you go for what you need. You can also get started today with seat-based services. If you'd like to learn more about delivering efficiency with automation and AI, check out these related Ignite sessions. And in the coming days, I encourage you to read all of our announcements, the product page, and the additional resources about Microsoft Syntex. And thank you so much for your time today, and enjoy the rest of Ignite.